Okay, Assalamualaikum and hi everyone. We are from Group 3, FCE3204. Today, our group will be presenting about a topic and social issue about the economic value of Malaysia's forest resources in terms of product. So first, let's see our team members. Next. Okay, our group consists of 4 members, which is me, Nursyazwina Azira, with my metric number 2224-4. Next, we have Nurul Atiqah, 2227-89. Then we have Hendrick Thomas, 224953. And lastly, we have Axel Demetrius, 222759. Okay, next. Next, intro. Okay, as for the introduction of our topic, as we all know, Malaysia is known for its richness in forestry sectors, from the highlands to the lowlands. The forest offers a lot of benefits to the public and also to the country, especially in terms of economic growth. It covers the country's economy more than we could think of actually. Not just that, the forest resources also provided essential things for our daily needs, such as infrastructure to build buildings, for workplace, for hospitals, for schools, and daily use products, medicines, and many more. In addition to these products, Malaysia forests attract also tourists from around the world came to enjoy the natural beauty and wildlife, and also the ecotourism sector. Moreover, forests help in maintaining clean water, fertile soil, and stable climate, which are essential for agriculture and rural well-being. By preserving and utilizing its forest resources wisely, Malaysia support its economic growth and sustainability. So what I can conclude from this topic is that Malaysia forest is a very crucial element that we have to take care of, so that it can help in growing our economy in a good way. Next. As for the social issue that is related to the topic, it is about the misuse of forest resources by irresponsible parties and individuals possess significant challenges to the long-term economic sustainability of the sector. Achieving a balance between economic interest and conservation effort is imperative to safeguard Malaysia's forest resources for future generations and to ensure continued economic prosperity. What we are going to talk about is about how the forest resource is misused by parties and individuals in not a good way. So in this presentation, we will be talking about the factors, consequences, and also the solutions regarding this issue. So next, I will be passing the topic to Hendrick.
Thank you, Nursyazwina. So, hello. So for my part, I will explain a bit more about factors of our issues. As you know, the percentage of forest and tree stands in Malaysia before and now has many differences, and it is decreasing actually. It is often meant by extensive exploration just for the progress of urbanization. However, the desire to lead for the progress of urbanizations affects many ecosystems involved in our forest ecology in this country. These activities are mostly carried out by selfish individuals in illegal business regardless of the negative effects for the country, society, themselves, and especially for the appropriate forest sustainable in this era of progress. Next slide. So now, it is my pleasure to tell the truth about what's going on in our forest right now. The first point of the issues factors that we provided here is about the excessive desire for profit. As you can see in this picture, without my explanation, you know all about it actually. Next slide. It is due to the factor in economic incentives since the country is experiencing an economic recession. Basically, the exports of our forest resources business are very high, resulting in a large global demand, especially for timber, wood products, animal product, and non-timber products, creating a profitable opportunities for illegal exploration. As an example, let me tell you about the profit margin in illegal logging activities which have lower operating costs than legal logging because it bypasses regulatory compliance, taxes, and fees, leading to the higher profit margins. Next slide. For the second issues factor is about a weak governance and corruption, which is prevalent in management and administration circles. This points to the poor governance in inadequate enforcement. Sometimes, forest law is just a law, and the regulations are poorly enforced due to the lack of resources, capacity, or political will. The corruptions at the various levels, from local officials to high government officials, can facilitate every illegal activities in our forests. For a reminder, bribery and kickbacks can be hinder enforcement in action. Next slide. The last factor is land use. The last factor is about land use conflict and tenure issues. Next slide. These issues is one of the mistakes of our local communities because the unclear land ownership. In most states, the land ownership system is weak because they claim that the land comes from the explorations of the ancestor and do not have any evidence in forms of grants or completing measurement under the Department of Real Estate, which leads to disputes and illegal logging, such as an example, as a way to exert control over the forest area. Then, the expansion in agriculture also make illegal activities such as illegal logging and hunting and the other illegal activities in our forests, often a precursor to converting forest land for agriculture use, especially in areas where land ownerships and land use rights are disputed. So for now, I pass the next presentation to my group mate, Axel Demetrius Ungan, to deliver a speech about the consequences in his point. Thank you. Thank you very much.
So thank you, Hendrick Thomas. So I'm going to presenting about my part, which is the consequences of the economic utilization of forest resource. So forests are vital to global ecology, supporting biodiversity, regulating climate, and providing resources for human use. However, their economic exploitation possesses significant challenges and consequences. So next slide. So this is my first. This is the first consequences, which is environmental consequences. So for this one, first one is deforestation and habitat loss. The logging industry and promotion of forests land for agriculture lead to extensive deforestation. It is resulting in loss of biodiversity and destruction of natural habitats. Next, climate change. Deforestation contributes to increased greenhouse gas emission, exacerbating global warming and climate change. Trees act as carbon sinks and their removal releases stored carbon dioxide. Next is soil degradation. So as you guys know, trees prevent soil erosion and maintain soil fertility. Deforestation can lead to severe soil erosion, loss of nutrient, and increased susceptibility to landslides. And last one is water cycle disruptions. Forests play a crucial role in the water cycle. Deforestation can lead to reduced rainfall, altered water flow, and more frequent and severe floods and droughts. Okay, next slide. So for the second point is social consequences. So the first one is displacement of indigenous communities. Economic activities such as logging and mining often displace indigenous communities, which is leading to loss of the traditional livelihoods and cultural heritage. Next is health impacts. Degradation of forests can cause health problems, including respiratory issues from increased pollution and reduced access to medical plants traditionally used by local communities. So the last one is conflict over resources. So competition for forest resources can lead to conflict among local communities, businesses, and government, disrupting social harmony and local economies. So next. So this is my last point, which is economic consequences. So increase our vulnerability to natural disaster. Deforested areas are more vulnerable to natural disasters such as flood and landslides, which is leading to high economic costs for disaster recovery and rebuilding. And it impacts on tourism too. Degradation of forest landscape negatively affects tourism industry. They depend on pristine natural environment, which is reducing tourism revenue and local employment. So that's all from me. I'm passing back the next point, which is Nurul Atiqah.
So next, I will presenting about the solution of the issue of economic value of forest resources. So the first one is solution to the forest resources issue. The first one is authorities. We can increase law enforcement towards the parties that have access to forest resources and implement anti-corruption measure. By increasing law enforcement toward parties that have access to forest resources is crucial for curbing illegal activities, promoting sustainable practices, and protecting forest ecosystem, and ensure that forest law are up to date, comprehensive, and addresses current challenges such as illegal logging, land grabbing, and biodiversity loss. So for the anti-corruption measures, we can implement strong anti-corruption laws and practices, including transparency in forest operation, strict penalties for illegal activities, and independent oversight bodies. So next is about education. We can educate the public and stakeholder about the importance of sustainable forest management, the impact of deforestation, and the benefit of conserving forest ecosystem. So next is by multimedia. We can creating media coverage and awareness on social media about the importance and value of forest resources can be a highly effective strategy for educating the public and mobilizing support for forest conservation. And lastly, by technology. We can use technology such as satellite monitoring, blockchain for traceability, and other digital tools to track forest resources and detect illegal activities. Next, I will pass to Nursyazwina Azira.
Okay, thank you, Nurul Atiqah. Okay, since we have discussed about the issues in detail, now we have come to the end of the presentation, which is the conclusion. To conclude, this forest resources is essential for the economic growth of our country because it provides more than $500 million of Malaysia's economy, about 13 billion of the country's economy. Due to this, it is important for all parties to team up and take serious action towards the misuse of the forest resources. As our friend said before, a lot of parties should team up and make good action upon it. Not just the authorities, but also the country citizen. This is to ensure the future generations get the awareness about the importance value of the forest resource, as well as utilize them in a beneficial way. Because this issue is not something that can be seized abruptly, but it can be prevented in stages. So everyone should put aside selfishness and work together so that we can create a better future for the forest resource. Okay, that's all I think. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you.